So there's always going to be skills and gaps that you don't have. So similar to mentoring, tertiary or certification type education, or even just online courses, reading, they're all going to help you progress and move forward. And I think just having a natural curiosity even. So when you meet people, whether they be clients or partners or people that you're working with, every bit of information you get is just some more ammo in your toolkit. Like, the more you learn, the more confident you are. And there's nothing that makes me feel better about myself when I'm in a working environment and somebody says something to me or shares a pain or an issue within their business to me, and I've heard it before. And I've heard someone give me a solve before, or a thought around it before, or an avenue to look into before, and I'm able to deliver on that. And the only way you can continue to do that is continue to invest in yourself and continue to learn.
Absolutely. Life has not been without its challenges. You almost touched on this before. Whilst at eBay, you were diagnosed with cancer, and you had to take extended leave. Thankfully for you, you were able to recently return. You were able to return to the workforce. What was your journey back to work like?
Yeah, so this is a topic that I talk about above the line quite often at events.
Yeah.
So I'm a really big advocate for diversity and inclusion. And when a lot of people see a female leader, particularly in the tech space, talk about diversity and inclusion, they make a pretty rapid assumption that I'm going to stand up and talk about women in particular, about women not being in leadership, about there not being enough opportunities for women in business, and about women coming back to the workforce. And yes, that is a part of it. That is a small part of it. But there's a much broader piece that if we solved, would solve all of those things. And that is around an organisation's ability to be flexible and to retain and develop talent, regardless of the reason for the stepping out of work, or regardless of the thing that pulls them away on that Wednesday afternoon, or regardless of that piece. So for me, you know, I'm also a mother of two. So I've been out of the workforce 3 times. And each time was fairly similar, which is quite scary, right? Being a mother is very different to having cancer.
Braintree, I think it's a super cool company. Like a lot of organisations like that, apart from the really cool ads you do, a lot of people know or may not know what you're doing. What are the coolest projects you're working on in 2018?
My favourite project actually talks a little bit to something that Adam mentioned before around contextual commerce. So Braintree has built some amazing, funky things called commerce tools. I could jump into coding nerdy town, but I'll try and keep it high level. Basically, the tool's all about shrinking that process from discovering a product or service right through to purchasing, and being able to do that in the moment in the context of everyday activity. So being able to buy tickets while talking in Facebook Messenger, or being able to buy a product from Pinterest, or being able to buy, basically allowing e-commerce players to reach their consumers anywhere on the internet, not just on their own commerce site. So they're really cool tools, they're new, and we're spending a lot of time just workshopping those with organisations. So if you're keen to know more, that's definitely what you should be asking us about.